How you doing, everybody? This is Jay Nanda, San Antonio Metal Music Examiner here for Examiner.com at the South Texas Rock Fest at Sunken Gardens Theater. Bunch of bands playing here tonight for the second night of the show. Dio Disciples, Lita Ford, Stephen Pearcy, headlined by UFO. And right here, I have the pleasure of being with lead singer of Dio Disciples and many other bands. Say hello to Tim Ripper Owens. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Awesome,
nice to see
man.
you.
It's great to see you. Thanks for taking the time to do this.
Thank you.
What an absolute pleasure. And we just drove up a little while ago here on a slightly drizzly day in San Antonio outside. Caught the last 3 minutes maybe of sound check. Unbelievable the way it sounds, the way you guys were singing and hitting, and it just sounds fantastic. Cannot wait to see you guys perform. And I know tonight's show pretty much is wrapping up the Dio Disciples tour. So how has the reaction been going so far? How has the shows been going?
It's been great. I mean, the fans, when they come to the show, they get it, they feel it, they see the emotion. I mean, the thing is, on stage every night, we all feel it. Throughout the first European show to now, I think, it's a special show. And the fans really got it. I'll tell you what, they're loud too. The fans have been really loud and singing and great. So it's been a great response.
Well, one thing I've been wondering when this whole thing formed, and obviously it's one thing to get the blessing of Wendy Dio, which you obviously did. It's another thing to get the band members and everybody on the same page, and you've already made it clear that you're doing this because you want to do it. You want to celebrate Ronnie's music. It's a whole different animal once the fans are put into the equation, because initially they may have the reservations. They may think, yeah, we love his music, but is this the right way to go? Did you guys as a band have any reservations at all at the beginning, taking the fans into account?
No, I mean, not. Our thing was, listen, this is a celebration. It's something that Wendy wants to do. Wendy, knowing that Ronnie would want us to carry on and do this and celebrate his music, and we're not replacing him or anything. We're just celebrating. So my honest opinion is, I feel if someone does have reservations and they don't think it's right, then I don't think they were as true a fan, not only to Ronnie, but to hard rock music in general. Because I mean, they see it. You can go on YouTube and see it. Listen, this is his band playing his songs live in a setting where everybody can sing along and just have a good time. And so I didn't have any reservations. I knew we were doing it for the right reason, and that's all you can care about. You just don't want to second guess yourself. There was no second guessing going on. I mean, listen, I'm busy enough where I don't have to do this. This is something I chose to do. I was asked to do, and I dropped everything to do it. Because I feel honored to be able to go out and sing on it.
And of course, the band has Ripper on vocals, Simon Wright on drums, Rudy Sarzo is playing bass here in America. You got Scott Warren on keys, Craig Goldie on guitar, and Toby Jepson is the other vocalist.
Yes.
How did it come about that you have two vocalists? Was it just that you both flipped a coin and say, hey, we both want to do it, let's both do it?
Well, it was, originally Wendy talked to me about it, and I think that was kind of what we were thinking it was going to be. And then we just started thinking, it'd be kind of cool to bring in some other singers and bring in another singer, just so it doesn't look like we're replacing Ronnie. It looks like we are celebrating. And when we were booking the European tour, the agent in Europe suggested Toby. He said, listen, I got a guy, and I think he'd be a good fit. And, you know what? He was definitely a good fit. I mean, he gets it. He enjoys it. He's a great guy, good character. So, it's worked out great.
And a fun fact about Toby, he co-produced the brand new album by Saxon, which came out last week, with Saxon singer Biff Byford, and Saxon was headlining the first night of the Rock Fest here last night, so that's pretty cool.
I know,
yeah. But tell me your very first time. I know when we spoke on the phone about 4 or 5 weeks ago, you told me that you had toured with Ronnie a couple of times, I believe with the Heaven and Hell band, but tell me a little deeper the first time you met him. What was that like?
It was great. He was playing a show in Cleveland. I had just released Jugulator. I think it just came out, and I went to a Dio show in Cleveland and was asked to go backstage by him to meet him, and it was amazing. Because he welcomed me into his world. He treated me like that was the thing. He treated me like one of them, and all the people around him. I mean, I said to Ronnie, I said, man, I've idolized you for years, and you know, it's amazing meeting. And he said, Ripper, you're I don't think you don't call me Ripper. Most of them probably call me Tim. Tim, you're one of us now. You're just like me. So it was kind of like, wow, you know, because there's people on a smaller level that wouldn't welcome you into the world. Yeah, Ronnie was you know, just a true gentleman. And you know, remember I went home and I told my wife, I said, you know, I can't wait till you meet him because you know, he's just the best guy in the world. And then she the same way. You know, everybody was just that. You look out the crowd. I always say, I look out the crowd and I say, you know, Ronnie was a friend of all yours, and he probably knew a lot of your names, and it's the truth. I mean, you know, and meeting him was just like wow. And it was, you know, after that we became friends and had, you know, plenty of dinners together and you know, toured. I was fortunate to be able to tour Oakland, Redmond on a few occasions, and you know, he was definitely just a great guy.
Well, obviously Ripper comes from an interesting perspective because, and we talked about this briefly a few weeks ago, but you had to replace Rob Halford, and in Ronnie's case, as you said and touched on, you're celebrating his music. You don't really feel any pressure. It seems to me like from a fan standpoint or from, you know, from the outside standpoint, it would be like, wow, Ripper's got a lot of shoes to fill. But as you say, you're not replacing him, you are celebrating him.
Yeah, I mean,
but there may be people out there that think, hey,
well, I mean, listen, you know, once again, you're not going to win because there's people who want to hear somebody sing like Ronnie, and there's people who don't want to hear somebody sing like Ronnie. You know, if I change the songs around, I've had people say, well, you're not hitting the same notes as Ronnie. And then those same people that say that will say, Ronnie hit those notes. But you know what, you sound too much like him. You know, it's such a fickle, twisted thing, you know, because you can't please everybody. Listen, I'm not Ronnie. And I wasn't Rob. And you know what? I had the same thing with that. People would say, you sound like him, and other people say, you don't sound nothing like him. So it was kind of like, you know, I wasn't a Rob clone. It didn't sound like him. You know, but this is a totally different thing. I mean, I am celebrating Ronnie's music, you know, not filling his shoes, not replacing him, you know. It's just kind of going in there singing it. Toby and I are both different singers, and we both don't sound like Ronnie. Nobody sounds like Ronnie, so that's not, you know, that's a hard one to do if somebody's going to try that.
Well, of course, what a catalog he has from all the bands. Do you have a favorite song that you guys perform in the set? Your personal favorite, and also if you had to pick one song that epitomized Ronnie's legacy. I know it's difficult, but does anything pop into mind?
You know, I enjoy Heaven and Hell for the fact that it kind of has everything in one song. You know, kind of. You know, it has the. I mean, it's funny because all the songs have light and shade, and you know, but there's some about that song. It's just a classic. You know, I mean, but there's so many. In every band he's ever been in, there's just a classic song. You know, but I love the song Heaven and Hell.
And when was the last time you performed here in San Antonio? I think you had told me it was with Priest, so if that's the case, it would have been, gosh, about 15 years ago?
You know, I don't know if I was here with Iced Earth. I can't remember. Or Yngwie. I just toured in 2008 with Yngwie. I know I was in Houston. So I don't know if I was here or not, but I know I remember playing at this venue the last time I played. It was with Judas Priest. And yeah, it was a good time. I had a lot of family and friends, and it was a good time.
Well, Ripper's got so much going on. He's got Charred Walls of the Damned album coming out on Tuesday. Then you're leaving for a tour with Yngwie a couple days after that. But if you're watching this video, I will include a link to the phone interview that we did where we talked about all that's going on in Ripper's world because we're saving today for All About Dio Disciples. Anything else you want to tell the fans out there? As we said, the Dio tour is wrapping up in a couple of days. But just your overall experience with the guys and playing his songs.
Well, it's great. You know, I say spread the word about this tour and this project, celebrating it so the fans can come out. I think the word needs to get out about it, so people know what it really is. It's not a tribute band. It's you know, I try to put that point. But yeah, I mean, these guys are great. They were his band. They were his hand-picked band. You know, so it's great to get out there and celebrate it. You know, so I'm a lucky guy that I have the Charred Walls of the Damned CD coming out on the 10th. I'm doing Dio Disciples. I leave on the 13th to start, which I'll come through Texas on a tour with Yngwie. And then probably back on the road again with Dio Disciples at the beginning of the year.
Awesome.
Staying busy.
Well, I mean, wow. What a talented vocalist, but definitely one of my favorite vocalists that is out there today and for a very long time. I have so much of your material. I'd be here all day if I told you how much stuff that I know of yours. But we also want to send our best out to Wendy Deal. I've never had the privilege of meeting you, but we wish you all the best with everything that is going on. And
well, she will be running around here this evening. So.
oh, she's here today. That's great to hear. So thank you, Ripper, for taking the time to do this for so
Thank
much.
you.
Been a pleasure.
Nice.
And for Tim, this is Jay Nanda, San Antonio Metal Music Examiner. We'll see you next time.